Hey everybody, welcome back to 3D Cool Hacks. And in this video, it's going to be more of a question and answer type of video. And some of the tips and tricks I've got through those questions to the point of where I'm going to actually use some more things out of this arsenal where you can find different things for cheap, truly, and where some of the products I told you in the first video you probably shouldn't be using, so we'll talk about that. So first of all, I'm just going to go and get into the questions right now. The first question I had was, what made you get this particular Bamboo Lab printer? So I picked up the Bamboo P1S from Best Buy for $549.99. The reason why I got this printer was because I have a coworker that has 3 of these. 2 of them with the standard AMS and 1 with the AMS Pro 2. So this came up on sale. This is originally $7.99, and I thought, hey, you know what? I could get this printer, maybe get a little bit of help from him, and he's actually helped me quite a bit. Thank you, Will. I appreciate you. And the other reason I got this printer was because I just did a lot of different reviews on it, and it's just like, this is probably the most budget-friendly printer for the price. So with saying that, this is $549 from Best Buy. They still offer the Bamboo P1S with the AMS2 Pro combo for about $639 on their website, and it is available to order, but it is back ordered. So if you wanted to use the AMS for the AMS2 Pro, that is going to have the dryer feature built into it. I decided to go with this one right here was because I wanted to dry my filament before and during the process of printing. So that's why I picked this Sanlu up so I can attach this. That's going to be on a future video that I'll be doing here very, very soon. But the main reason I did pick this up was because I was going to have some support from someone to help me through some of my questions. Plus, it was just the right price at the right time at Best Buy. Plus, this is still on sale. It's 0% financing for 12 months. So it was kind of a no-brainer for me. So the next question I had was from Grayman. So he called me out on this, and thank you for calling me out because I made a mistake when I was doing my first video. So I was talking about PLA and ABS and PLA plus 2.0 for the Sanlu. So PLA 2 plus 2.0 is not a combination of the two. It's like its little baby brother or a distant cousin. So PLA plus 2.0 is just a different mixture. It doesn't have PETG or ABS combined with PLA. So that was one of the biggest mistakes I made in that video by calling it out. But once again, I'm going to start trying to print some more PETG, and I'm going to use this right here. And when you start going to PETG and ABS, you really need to watch out because you do have problems with fumes. But yeah, thanks for calling me out on that one. I do appreciate it. Then I had a little bit of love right here from Love Friend 2020. He was very kind to me to the point of like, I wish I had this video last year. I appreciate that. When I go onto YouTube and I look at a lot of these things, these videos from a few years ago, and it's just like, I want to know things about beginning stuff, and this is truly my passion. Where it comes to technology, where it comes to 3D printing, when I jump into it, I dive in it pretty hard. So this channel is going to be solely focused on 3D printing and what mistakes and things that I can help you with. So let's get into one more question. So this gentleman, I cannot pronounce it, at APENE. So he dropped some major knowledge on me. So he was talking about the acetone that I've been using. So he says, hey, you don't need to have these horrible chemicals for acetone. So, you know, I was thinking about that going through because I've been using the acetone instead of the alcohol pads. So the other thing he called out for me for that was in the alcohol pads, this doesn't really clean your plate as much as it does moving the oil around from your fingertips and things like that. And he was like, hey, don't use acetone. Don't use these. He's like, use some Windex of all things. In my case, great value from Walmart. Yeah, these are going to be used for cleaning up my phone now. Or he said to take your plate and use dish soap to clean it off. The reason why I was using acetone and things like that with this is because I do have a friend with another printer, and he has been constantly struggling where it comes to his plate and things sticking. So right here, I got this printed out, and this is the standard plate. And with the standard plate, you know, you can use the acetone to clean it off. It won't hurt it, but a lot of these other plates that they have out there that they produce, if you use acetone, you will destroy your plate. So just an FYI, use acetone at your own risk. I'm going to start moving over to the Windex and washing my plate where it comes to going and taking it inside. So the other thing that he said, which was pretty interesting, was he said, hey, get yourself some side cutters and a heat gun. So, and use a lighter to do this. So where it comes to the lighter doing this, I have been using this right here. I picked this up from my local hardware store. This is a torch lighter. And a lot of times when you're using this particular lighter, what you're trying to do is you're just trying to get the stringy stuff off of things. So you're kind of just heating it up, kind of going through and getting the stringy stuff off. He said to use a heat gun. So I've thought about using a heat gun. I have not picked one up just yet. And there's a reason why, you guys, I don't really trust myself with a heat gun because I will melt these prints, because sometimes you just need to figure out how to do it. And we're just going to go back to another tip and trick I found out from another buddy. So right now, my buddy printed this out for me. I did not do that. I don't have the skills just yet, but this is Mr. Fusion from Back to the Future. And if you haven't noticed, I'm kind of a Back to the Future nut to the point of the things that I've watched. I said I'm an 80s kid. I love Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3. And I've been working on this for a quick minute, but we got this found out right here, and this is a Mr. Fusion logo. So right here, I printed this out, and what I'm going to do when I printed this out, I'm going to glue it onto this particular part on the back of it. And when gluing it onto the back, I did not know this, but a hairdryer is very good for your arsenal. So what I mean by that, what you're doing is you're taking this right here and you're putting it on to the back of here, and you're heating this up to form it to the contour of your 3D print. You don't have to worry about like burning it with a heat gun. Like I said, there's a lot of heat. A dryer, you'll be very surprised on some of these prints that can help you just get rid of some of the mistakes and even form it to your project. So, didn't know I needed it, but guess what? You might want to get a small hairdryer for your collection. And going on to the next thing, he said about, hey, you know, about moving the plate, touching it. Sometimes where it comes to your projects, you guys, this one came off pretty easy, but sometimes you're trying to either scrape it off, pop it off, and get in your plate. Sometimes you can't not help but touch the plate. So that's why I've been cleaning it through every single print. They say you don't need to do it, but I've just had a lot of luck. So I'm going to start trying my luck where it comes to Windex. And pretty much how I clean my plate is I spray some, I was putting acetone, but spray some Windex on it, and I'm just going to wipe it down to get all the oils off of it. We're going to see if this works out for me. It's probably a little bit more better to the environment and to my health. But yeah, so another tip and trick. I appreciate the whole Windex idea. Thank you very much. So now, we're going to talk about some of the other things that I've learned just since I've done those videos. So the next thing I want to talk about, and where you should buy some of your equipment. You'll be really surprised when I tell you this one, but right now, you want to get a wastebasket. And when it's having a wastebasket, a lot of times people have it to the point where they don't throw out their 3D poop when they should, and it gets clogged up. But you can pick these baskets up for really cheap from Dollar Tree, from all things. This thing cost me $5, and this is going to stay beside my printer for I can throw certain things out. And you'll be surprised, but right here, poop bucket. I haven't clean it out for a quick minute, but make sure you just throw it out and have it right beside it. And you're like, oh yeah, I'll remember clamp my poop buckets. What you'll start finding is when you first start printing out your plates, you'll get these little strips where they do the test strip. You take these off all the time, they end up on the floor. Throw them away, $5. Keep it as close as you can to the printer, so you can just keep emptying that out and not having errors because your poop is getting stuck. Everybody has to flush the toilet every so often. So I was talking about Dollar Tree, where it came to this wastebasket, but you guys, my wife told me, hey, go buy your wastebasket, Dollar Tree. Spend $5, spend whatever. She's like, you'll be surprised about how cheap those particular products are. And boy, was she right. The wastebasket was $5, but I found out these little handy little tools right here. These are from Dollar Tree. They have a craft section, And in the craft section, I was really surprised about how much these things cost. This right here cost me like 50 cents, maybe 25. You go to Hobby Lobby to find these, they're from Cricut or another off-brand, you'll be paying close to $8 for just this. And these are not the best, but these are needle nose pliers that I found. These cost $1.25. Very simple, very cool, helps you pick out your product. Man, I'm just telling you, Dollar Tree is a gold mine where it comes to your 3D printing needs. And another thing they have storage. So I picked up this little storage bin right here for $1.50 for this thing. It fits into my storage right here. It is just wonderful. I got out of there for $9.99 with my garbage can and a few other things, man. I was excited. So some of the things that I found out, didn't know that you could buy cheap things from Dollar General. Oh man, I messed that up, you guys. It's Dollar Tree. You go to Dollar Tree. Dollar General's too expensive. So I'm gonna have to edit that out. But nice little plate scrapers that you can pop your things off of. But everybody, once again, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.